You know, you make it really hard to film a video. Look at this. Me? Yeah, you make it very hard to film. Yes, you do. Hi guys, so I'm doing a video right now and I've got my cat in my lap and I don't really want to ask her to move. So this could get interesting. So I'm filming today because it's time for me to change my jewelry in my ears. Right now I'm at a 12 gauge in my ears and the tunnels are feeling really loose again. It is a little bit early for me to be switching my jewelry. According to my calendar where I've been marking like when I'm supposed to be doing my next stretch, it says I'm supposed to do it next week, but my jewelry is falling out of my ears. So right now I have some 12 gauge tunnels in, and with the O-rings on, I can just pull them right through my ear. Yeah, see, I just pulled it right through with the O-ring on, and I can put it in with the O-ring on. So because it's early, I mean, it's not really that early, it's like 5 days early or something like that. So I'm gonna see if I can just put the tunnels into my ears without using the tapers. And if I can do it without the tapers, then I know that it's fine. And I've already cleaned all my jewelry and I cleaned off my ears and I just put them back in so you can see what it looks like with the 12s in. And I also cleaned the 10s and I've got them on this little tray beside me here. And I've got my vitamin E oil all ready to go. I don't really know how much I'll need the oil. I'm not really stretching, I don't think. I'm probably just gonna put new jewelry in a size up. And that's another thing, I don't really understand why my ears are stretching so easily. So my 14 gauge stretch was a little bit uncomfortable in my right ear. My left ear, I didn't feel a thing, I just popped that sucker in. But in my right ear, it kind of, I don't know, maybe stung or like burned like a tiny bit. And I did everything that I read that I'm supposed to do to make it go as smoothly as possible, but for some reason my right ear still kind of hurt a little bit when I did the 14 gauge. And then after about 3 weeks, the jewelry was falling out of my ears, so I just put some 12 gauge jewelry in without having to stretch. And now I think I'm going to be able to put the 10s in without having to stretch again. So I'm pretty happy about that because sometimes the stretching process can be a little annoying. So it's nice that so far I've been able to just like switch the jewelry. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't even know how this is going to go today. For all I know, I'm going to try this and it's not going to work. But I have a feeling that it's going to be fine because like I said, they're really loose. I feel like it's time to just switch them. My cat doesn't purr very loudly, but she's like purring really loudly for her right now. Alright, so I'm going to take the 12s out. So that's what they look like. Let's see if I can get this closer. That's what they look like without anything in them. So it's not that big of a hole, they're really tiny still. And I'll show you the difference in the size of the jewelry. So try to ignore my gross nails that need to be done. So this right here is the 12, and this one is the 10. And you can probably see that there is a difference there, but not a huge difference. I find with these early sizes, it just kind of feels like you're not doing anything. Like you see that the holes are getting bigger, but it's like not that noticeable. I feel like when people look at the 10, they still won't be able to see through it unless they get really close up, so it's not that exciting. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil on my fingers. Rub some of that on my ears for a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to start with my right ear because that's the one that gave me the most trouble on the first stretch. Oh, it's hard to do this without a mirror. And it's in. Didn't even need to use the taper, just put the tunnel right in. And I'm going to put the O-ring on this one before I start with the other one. Okay, and I got the O-ring on. I'm getting a little better with putting them on now. It's still a little difficult, but at least I can get them on now. Okay, and now I'm gonna do my left ear. And just as easy as the right ear. So now I'm at 10 gauge, yay! I'm gonna put an O-ring on the back of that one. Okay, I think it's on there. So I'll try to show you. So that's the 10 gauge there. It's still not really that big of a difference. I don't feel like they really look that big yet. It takes forever. I think that when I get to around a 6, a 4, and a 2, like that's when it's really gonna start being noticeable, especially around the 2. I just think between the 14 and the 8, it just kind of feels like you're not doing anything. But yeah, I'm really happy that the stretch or bigger jewelry sizes are going in so easily. And so far all I've been doing is just taking the jewelry out every day, cleaning it, and massaging my ears with vitamin E oil. And I guess that's really helping with my stretching. But I also think it's easy because I've stretched before, like a few years ago. So yeah, that was me switching from a 12 gauge to a 10 gauge. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumb up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!